In space, no one can hear you steal. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 movies that ripped off the Alien franchise. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we'll be ranking the films which, for better or worse, drew inspiration from, leaned heavily on, or straight up ripped off Alien. For the record, we're not saying that these films are necessarily bad. In fact, many of them are quite enjoyable. But if any film made the cut, you can be sure that it is indebted to the Alien franchise one way or another.
I don't feel so good.
Bart! We've got a Bart!
Number 10. Species.
Don't go. Please.
Few sci-fi films or franchises can boast innovative creature designs like those found in Alien, which were co-created by H.R. Giger. This wasn't the only property to feature the work of this noted Swiss surrealist, however, as the influential painter went on to create concept art for the Alien in the 1995 feature Species. The antagonist in the film may have been portrayed in human form by Natasha Henstridge, but there's no denying the similarities between Henstridge's true form Syl and the terror of Giger's xenomorphs. Whether it's Syl's cold elegance, her pronounced features, or her tendency to invade host bodies for propagation, the connection between Species and Alien is quite strong. Number 9. Creature.
It's Susan.
Speaking of special effects, the design team for our next film actually collaborated on James Cameron's Aliens only a year after working on this less-than-inspired knockoff. Robert and Dennis Skotak designed the parasitic alien species here in Creature, who infect and pick off members of a space crew responding to a distress signal. If this plot device sounds familiar, that's because it's not so subtly nicked from screenwriter Dan O'Bannon's Alien script.
Doesn't sound like any radio signal I've heard.
Nevertheless, Creature, or as it's called in its original, uncut version, Titan Find, is an action-packed space romp that was actually nominated for 2 Saturn Awards the year it was released: Best Horror Film and Best Special Effects.
One by one of my guys died, killed by something.
Number 8. Shocking Dark.
The situation in Venice is now critical. A giant toxic cloud has settled over the city and is slowly destroying every form of life.
Shocking Dark is our first Italian film, but rest assured it will not be the last. Back in the day, the country's movie industry was notorious for producing shameless knockoffs of films from a variety of popular genres. Also known as Terminator 2, this 1989 flick was blatantly marketed as a sequel to James Cameron's Terminator, despite a complete lack of affiliation. In actuality, Shocking Dark, or Alienators as it's also known, is more accurately a ripoff of Cameron's Aliens, in that it features a group of ragtag soldiers engaging in battle with vicious, otherworldly creatures. Director Bruno Mattei and screenwriter Claudio Fragasso of Troll 2 fame did make sure to include an unstoppable cyborg, but make no mistake, Schwarzenegger this definitely is not.
Now that's where you're wrong, for...
Number 7. Pitch Black.
Where's Johns?
Which half?
The subterranean photophobic aliens that serve as the main threat in this surprise science fiction hit work as the main thematic link between director David Tui's Pitch Black and the Alien franchise. This is due primarily to the feelings of fright and tension to which Tui's characters are subjected, as they're waylaid on an unfamiliar planet together, a small group forced to square off against an alien threat.
I think we should go now.
Oh, I don't know about that. That's death row up there.
The big difference? The escaped convict Riddick, played with charismatic Cool by Vin Diesel. The film wasn't exactly embraced by critics upon its initial release, but Pitch Black was enough of a success with fans that it spawned not 1, but 2 sequels.
That was 5 seconds.
I like to be a man of my word.
Number 6. Contamination.
He's a spy! Kill him!
We return to Italy once again, this time with director Luigi Cozzi, a man only too familiar with stealing ideas. having helmed the Star Wars ripoff Star Crash in 1979. The plot of Contamination, also known as toxic spawn or alien contamination, centers around humanity's battle against a giant alien cyclops and its legions of explosive, contaminated eggs. The results of this battle are gooey and splatter-happy, as the victims' bodies erupt in a manner not entirely dissimilar to the effect of xenomorph chest bursters in the Alien franchise. Kotze made no efforts to hide his inspiration either. His Contamination was reportedly written shortly after his producer saw Scott's original in the theater. Number 5. Alien 2, On Earth. Yet another Italian production. Alien 2 On Earth was released less than a year after the original Alien, and was falsely marketed as a direct sequel, although alternate titles like Strangers and Alien Terror were also used. In the film, directed by Ciro Ippolito, a group of people, including a young psychic, explores a mysterious underground cave for signs of extraterrestrial life. Of course, they end up finding it, in the form of a parasitic alien species that seems to enjoy bursting out of its victims' faces. Alien 2 may suffer from a slow pace and minimalist special effects, but the sheer audacity of the film's title alone makes it worth watching. Number 4. Galaxy of Terror.
I don't sense life. I feel absolutely nothing at all.
American producer extraordinaire Roger Corman released his fair share of alien ripoffs during his career, with this 1981 feature serving as one of the more infamous. Galaxy of Terror follows a small space crew that's investigating the downing of a similar vessel on a mysterious planet. They're eliminated one by an unseen alien force, which takes the form of their worst fears. In one particular scene, actress Taffy O'Connell's character is raped and killed by a phallic space worm, a distasteful moment that earned Galaxy of Terror an X rating before it was edited. Fun fact, James Cameron worked as production designer and second unit director on the film 5 years before directing Aliens in 1986. Number 3. The Abyss.
Now fight! 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 Right now!
We may be mentioning James Cameron a lot, but he's simply done a ton of work in the science fiction genre. From early art direction on the Corman production Battle Beyond the Stars, to directing hits like Terminator 2 Judgment Day, the man has serious sci-fi pedigree. The Abyss saw the director collaborating once again with Aliens actor Michael Biehn, as he explores the conflict between a SEAL crew and an unknown underwater, wait for it, alien force.
How you guys doing?
Cameron manages to develop themes of estranged love and political tension amid frantic human versus alien conflict, creating a compelling and satisfying sci-fi thriller that's at once clearly indebted to the Alien franchise, and also an entirely different sort of film.
I'm coming, baby. Keep your pantyhose on.
Number 2. Forbidden World. Have you ever wondered what Alien might look like with gratuitous nudity, cheaper special effects, and a funkier synth soundtrack? No? Well, here's Forbidden World anyway. Another Roger Corman production that shared sets and footage with two of the producers' aforementioned sci-fi productions, Galaxy of Terror and Battle Beyond the Stars.
It's changing again.
The film, which also goes by the title Mutant, follows a scientific crew that's attacked by an experimental life form referred to as Subject 20. Honestly, it just looks like an insectoid cousin of the xenomorph. Forbidden World is messy, violent fun with a superbly bouncy soundtrack from Susan Justin that demands some beer, a pizza, and good friends for prime movie night enjoyment.
Let's see how my wildly mutating little cells get along with yours.
Before we name our final Alien ripoff, here are a few guilty as charged honorable mentions. Number 1. Inseminoid, also known as Horror Planet.
Does it hurt?
Yes. You gave me an injection, didn't you?
Take a group of scientists investigating a mysteriously ruined civilization. Add in an alien hell-bent on propagating its race at all costs. And what do you get? One of the most talked about alien ripoffs in B-movie history. Actually, both 20th Century Fox and Inseminoid director Norman J. Warren have refuted claims that this British sci-fi horror film was influenced by Alien. But critics and fans have said differently, calling the similarities blatant. While Inseminoid has been harshly criticized over the years for its take on feminine sexuality and gender roles, its exploration of, quote, masculine anxiety regarding female reproductive capacity has been the subject of academic study. Cheap ripoff or not, we're still talking about it decades later.
What happened out there?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.